Under a tyranny, legal activity is made illegal, and the criminals legalize their criminal activity. Tyranny is just government by criminals, by gangs. Now, this article is key at Infowars.com, and nobody's really pointing this out. The White House has weighed in and says, good job detaining Senator Paul. The Congress has already become ceremonial. Rand Paul is trying to change that and take back the constitutional powers on war, you name it. But the TSA directly violates U.S. Constitution by detaining Senator Rand Paul. See, why does the UN have diplomatic immunity? Well, out of our common law, that's how they claim that power, that they're voting. And so if people detain them or people persecute them, that could stop them from carrying out their office. And that because their work is so important, there's always criminal intrigues to try to set them up if they're not going along with what a different part of the establishment wants. But to boil it down very simply, in the Constitution, during the House or Senate being open for business, you cannot arrest or detain a senator or representative. I'm going to read this. A lot of people don't know about this, but this is diplomatic immunity, basically. Now, as soon as that is over, then it can be looked at. But I'm going to read to you from the Constitution. Now, again, you've got these pot-bellied nobodies. They got legislation in Congress where they quit calling themselves officers. They're not officers. They're not trained. They're not bonded. They've had a background check. You know about them robbing bags, all of it. We're going to our guest here in a moment. TSA directly violates U.S. Constitution by detaining Senator Rand Paul and preventing Kentucky Senator Rand Paul from flying to Washington, and he is going to miss some votes this morning. The TSA directly violated the law as written in the U.S. Constitution, but what did Bush call it, a GD piece of paper? The Constitution specifically protects federal lawmakers from being detained while en route to Washington, D.C. Article 1, Section 6 states, the senators and representatives shall in all cases, you hear that? The senators and representatives shall in all cases, this is just the law of the land though, folks. Yeah. The law of the land says the potbellies can't be sticking their hands down your pants without warrants, but they do it. The senators and representatives shall in all cases except treason, felony, and breach of the peace be privileged from the arrest during the attendance at the session. You hear that? Of their respective houses and in going to and returning from the same, traveling to and from their district. Rand Paul was traveling from his home in Louisville to attend a session in the Senate today. This is the reason the TSA officials, not servants, have since put out the talking point to the media that Rand Paul was never officially detained. These are the same folks that said they weren't strip searching old ladies and now admit they were. The same folks that always say they're not strip searching little kids, but that admit they are. Despite the fact that the senator himself confirmed that he was told to sit in a cubicle and wait without any indication of whom and when he would be allowed to leave. The Senate is back in session at 2 p.m. and votes are scheduled for 4:30. Senator Paul was allowed to board a second flight after a second screening by a TSA agents. However, it remains to be seen whether he will make it to the Capitol in time. Well, the Fourth Amendment says that they can't secretly arrest us and have us disappear, but they've signed a law saying they can, which is null and void, Marbury versus Madison and hundreds of other federal rulings. In all crimes, we're entitled to a jury, but you disappear. Do you get one with the IRS? Do you get one with CPS? They've created fake courts for the IRS, fake courts for the CPS. It's all fraud, stinking criminals. They're the criminals. You're like, oh, so what do they violate the Constitution? Look at all the tyranny that comes along with it. You know, I want to tell listeners something, and we're going to our guest. This is life and death. This is hardcore. This is real. What have you done today to fight for liberty? What have you done today to wake somebody up? We're on over 100 AM and FM stations across the United States. If you're listening to a local AM or FM, stop your car at the red light. Tell people to tune in right now. Put flyers up all over your neighborhood. Well, I mean, people need to hear this. Tell your friends and neighbors about Infowars.com. Get Fall the Republic. Make copies of the DVD. Put it on local access TV. I mean, we've got the most hardcore info. We need you to help us reach more people. I'm not risking my life and getting in these tyrants' faces because I'm playing games here. I'm going 110% straight on into them. And I need your support. We're all in this together. We have got to get a buzz going. There's already a huge buzz for liberty. We've got to up it and then redouble it and redouble it again. You should be doing banner hangs every day on the way to work. Wild horses shouldn't be able to drag you away going and getting a white canvas and spray painting Infowars.com on it or whatever site you think is important. Or start your own stinking site and mirror our site or other. I don't care. Fight, fight, fight. Wake people up because everybody else is angry too. The vast majority of people are awake. They feel like they're alone. We got to create such a buzz. For Ron Paul, everything else, get aggressive now.